Welcome to the channel, welcome to the vlog, Car Connections. Make sure you subscribe, turn on your notification button. I did this review about maybe 6-7 months ago when I got my Charger wide body Scat Pack. And I did a quick review on it. I'm gonna do the same thing for the Durango Hellcat. The first thing I want to talk about is, before I go into the ownership review, I've had this Durango Hellcat. I've lost track of time, guys. I'm thinking maybe 3-4 months. So I never done a full review on the rig. And the reason I don't do that mainly on my cars is because I like to drive them for several months before I give a true depiction of what the car really is. So I've owned it for 3 months. And I did share with you guys that just like I had a vlog posted around 2 months ago on everything wrong with my Dodge Durango Hellcat, and you can go back and look at that vlog. I want to talk about now everything right with the Dodge Durango Hellcat, right? I want to make sure that it's an apples to apples comparison around. It's great to talk about everything that's wrong with it, but at the same time, it's also important to talk about everything that is right, and that is what this vlog is about. I'm going to go through several categories. There's not a specific order or priority, but I wanted to share my overall experience on this rig. This is probably one of the best, if not the best, purchase I've ever had. From a car perspective or SUV. So I want to make sure I get that off the bat. Is what you get from Dodge is you're getting such a practical vehicle and so much horsepower that it's extremely difficult for you to find something out there comparable. And if you do find something comparable, there's a couple of options out there, and I'm not going to go over them with you, but they're going to cost you minimum of around $130, $140, up to maybe $210 and up to $250 if you're talking into the Lamborghini Urus, right? So what you're getting on this vehicle is extreme practicality and the biggest bang for the buck out in the market, bar none. Dodge continues to figure this out. They have been really good at this. And I'm looking forward to what they do in 2022 on the Durango. I'm not sure what they're gonna do to it. I don't believe this engine will be in it next year just because of emission controls that they have. But I'm still looking forward, because one thing Dodge has done really great, and not only with the Durango Hellcat and the Charger and the Challenger, is, these are old platform, guys. This vehicle that I'm looking at right now came out originally back in 2011. And she's an old platform, but they've been able to reinvent her, button her up a little bit, nip and tuck a couple of things, and still make her extremely attractive. And still, they're able to sell plenty of these units. So the first thing I want to talk about to hit that checkbox is the looks of the car and the street presence. As you guys know, this is an extremely rare vehicle. Yes, Dodge has opened up the order books to produce more, but what does that more look like? I don't see them producing. They initially were going to cap it at 2,000 vehicles. Who knows? They might be able to produce another 1,000. I anticipated, and if you go back to one of my vlogs, you'll see that I knew they were going to do that. I know how Dodge is if people are willing to pay, they will continue to produce, and that's what's going to do. But again, I think the first point I want to talk about is just the looks of the car. It's extremely aggressive. At least I think so. And she has such a great street presence. And of course, like always, in pretty much almost any vehicle, it doesn't do it justice seeing the car on a vlog. Seeing this car in person changes the dynamics, trust me. The problem is, it's gonna be very difficult for you to see these. So it's a car that is pretty much a unicorn. Even if they do, say, another 1,000, 3,000, I mean, just think about it. 3,000 of these done in the entire planet. So for you to actually see what I see, it's going to be rare. And that makes the car extremely special. And so again, the first thing I just wanted to hit the checkbox on was just how great the car looks. And the different things that Dodge has done as just lowering that chin spoiler right there. I've seen this one already in the SRT form. And it's funny, but you would say, well, you know, it doesn't really make a big difference, guys. But when you see that front chin spoiler and the way it sticks out, and it looks way bigger in person, by the way, it makes a difference around how the car looks. Front, it's the graphics on it are amazing. One thing I did notice on it is on this side, there is some type of cooling. However, if you go down to the other side, there is no cooling. It's a complete pass-through, almost like a duct to the brakes. So the first thing on here for sure is the looks of the Durango Hellcat. And even the other Durangos, they all look great, but the Hellcat is special. Sits a little lower, the wheels, the brakes are huge, the rotors are massive. 6-piston. She is dirty, guys, and I apologize for that. I normally wouldn't have her dirty. I wash my cars literally weekly, but it's been raining in H-Town, and finally we're getting a little bit of break, but it's supposed to rain even all day today, later today. It's been raining here in Houston for 12 days straight. All right, let's move on to the next one. Okay, so the looks are great, but you cannot talk about a Durango Hellcat without talking about probably one of the most important things, right? It's the power. It is glorious in its nature, for sure. If you put it on sport track, guys, you would be extremely surprised of what this car or SUV can do. I mean, I'm sure you guys have been able to see some of the vlogs and drops by Hennessy. This car, guys, is beating out the GT500. It's beating out the Corvette. It's beating out even the Challenger and Charger Hellcat. And I think we all know why that's happening. It's happening because of the power it has. But the all-wheel drive is a game changer. I believe that at Dodge next year, for the new 2022 Charger widebody Hellcat or Challenger Hellcat, if they do all-wheel drive, guys, game changer. Because now you're gonna have power, but you're gonna have power that sticks. And this is where this vehicle, it's like a roller coaster ride, guys. It really is. So I'll leave it at that. Everybody has known this vehicle to have the power. That's the reason why we have 710 reasons why we bought this car. You know, it's an expensive car. You can get a lot. You can get the same amount of money you spent on this car for a much better interior quality fit and finish. You can get a Cadillac Escalade, a Yukon Denali for roughly around the same price, guys. But the reason you buy this vehicle is for the 710 reasons and the power. And damn, that Hellcat badge is ginormous. So the second piece I want to talk about of what's great about this Durango Hellcat is the power and the 710 reasons as to why and the value. Moving on to the third reason. Now, because it is an SUV, you have so much practicality, guys, right? So you're going to be able to get, you know, you're able to sit you have a couple of folks in the front console. So, but typically you can get this with 3 rows if you want it, right? So not only are you getting a great looking rig, right? Not only are you getting power, but you're getting practicality. I mean, you can take this thing on road trips, right? Great, extremely comfortable seats. The suede feels great. It's air conditioning. You have little pockets. All this is suede. You have great storage units. You have this little box here. Then you have another one. Here we go. See? So it's like another hidden compartment there. And you can't beat that, guys, right? So the practicality that you're gonna get on this, I didn't get mine with the towing, but if you got it with towing, I mean, think about it. That's another layer. You're gonna come to your power lift gate. right? Lots of cargo room. I have the third row, sorry, down right now. But I mean, just look at all this room, guys. So the third on the list for sure is not only getting, again, all that amazing power, right? And the looks of the rig. It's a family hauler, guys. Let's not forget that. That's what's crazy. But you're getting a huge amount of cargo. And again, if you're able to do towing, if I'm not mistaken, you guys quote me on this, I think this thing can tow 8,400 pounds, which is pretty crazy. This goes a little bit with the power, but the noise, of course, this car makes is amazing. It's immaculate. It's extremely, it's loud. Now, I did do a mid muffler delete on her, but even without the mid muffler, she sounds amazing. But what really impress you with this car, and she's a big girl, I think we all know that, right, is the fourth on the list. And I know this might be a shocker for some of you guys, but you put this thing on track mode, and surprisingly, she's gonna handle amazing. So the fourth one for me, it's amazing how the engineering at Dodge, knowing that this thing is a huge SUV, and yet she handles as close, or if not better, than my Scat Pack. It's amazing, guys. And again, it's gonna be very difficult because it's gonna be rare to drive these vehicles, but I'm sure you guys have seen some of the reviews on it. It's pretty amazing how a vehicle this big with this much power handles. So for sure, I had to make sure I mentioned that because a lot of people get lost thinking that, she will. Big girl can handle the turns, and trust me, guys, I've tested it. Moving on to number 5. Now, this one right now could be a little subjective. It's the ride quality. A lot of folks, when they were reviewing this vehicle, were saying, oh, she rides really rough. And you do have different settings you can put on it, right? You can put it in auto, which is like a very easy Cadillac floaty boaty kind of thing. Then you go on to street, which kind of, softens up, makes the suspension a little stiffer, makes the exhaust opened up. And then you go straight up track mode where the suspension does get a little rougher and the exhaust really fully opens up and you feel every bump and bruise, but I like it. So again, that's gonna be up to the person. I actually drive this thing. Every time I drive it, I have it in track because I love to feel the street. I love to feel the suspension. My wife, on the other hand, likes it in sport. She doesn't like the auto because it's too floaty for her, but she does like the sport. So again, this is gonna be, I think, up to you. If you're coming from a vehicle in the past where it was really soft, maybe this might be a little bit too much for you, but you gotta understand that I come from a history where I drove some cars that were extremely rough. I had a ZL1 1LE, guys. I tell people that those cars literally don't come with the suspension, and it is a rough ride, but again, I love that. And so again, that can be a little bit biased, but again, you put, at least for me and the wife, if you put this on auto and you take her on a nice 300, 400 mile road trip, with the seats that it comes with, which are like couches, like lazy boys, guys. And then you just put her on auto, you put her on cruise control, and you just let her go 80, 85 miles an hour, right? Extremely, extremely comfortable, guys. So just know that to me, that is absolutely one thing I love, that, a lot of cars that have a lot of this horsepower don't have that practicality and comfort. Last thing I just want to talk about is, I just shared a lot with you guys, but believe it or not, what's really impressed me a lot, and I know it's hard for me to say this about Dodge, and I've had a couple of issues with it, but I've gotten some over the updates on the UConnect, but that UConnect, the clarity, how everything is so sharp now, and you click on different functions, guys, and everything moves at your touch. There is no more delays. The infotainment system on this rig, and of course I got the optional 19 speakers, which it's a must if you have this vehicle. But again, just sticking to the infotainment system compared to the previous one, which I have in my Scat Pack, 9-day. Absolutely 9-day. The navigation works great. When you put it on your different functionalities, such as your track, it's instant. Everything is quick. It's no longer delayed. The performance pages, you can see your G-forces, you can see your oil, your boost. I mean, you could see everything real time and very quickly. It's no longer this delayed. And not only do you see it, but you see it extremely like in high def quality. So that's the last thing I wanted to share about the Durango. We've been enjoying her. Does she have a couple of pitfalls? Yes. You know, is everything perfect on her? Absolutely not. But also, you got to know what you're paying for and the value you're getting in the Durango Hellcat. And that's what it is, right? You are getting some great creature comforts. You're getting great tech. Is it best in class? No, it's not best in class. But again, that's not the reason you bought this rig. The reason you bought it is for the 710 horsepower. It's hitting the right check boxes around all the other things it does for you. It's not perfect for many people, but for me and my family, it's probably one of the best purchases we've ever done for all the things I just mentioned on this vlog. So again, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. If this is your first time, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And I appreciate all you guys' support. And stay tuned for more content. Peace.